read a lot of romance books, so Valentine's Day isn't exactly my time to shine for romantic book recommendations. But Madison did a video yesterday with her favorite romance book recommendations for weird girls. That got me thinking, romantic love isn't the only kind of love, right? So here are my recommendations for books that kind of feel like love letters, but not romantic love letters. For example, every Tana French book feels like a love letter to Ireland. Yes, they're crime thrillers. Yes, they're mysteries, but the culture of Ireland, its people, its food, everything about it is such a main feature in all of her books. If you love Ireland, you need to read Tana French. Love the royal family, you have to read HRH, So Many Thoughts on Royal Style. This is nonfiction. I am not a big fashion person, but Elizabeth Holmes runs a social media account where she analyzes royal fashion because so often royals, especially royal women, use what they wear in public to send messages. So in this book, she examines the fashion of the Queen, Princess Diana, Princess Kate, and Meghan Markle, and how all of their journeys in the royal family have been so different, but they've all used fashion to speak out in the ways that they could. Speaking of royals, if you like American royalty, read Rodham An American Wife by Curtis Sittenfeld. Rodham reimagines the Clinton story if Hillary was the one to have a big career in politics. An American Wife is a fictional depiction very, very closely mirroring George and Laura Bush. Jackal is a horror novel, so there's not much love to talk about here, but to me, this book read like a love letter to the strength and resiliency of Black women. It's about a woman who has to come back to the town she grew up in for her best friend's wedding, but there's always been this lore around town about a mysterious monster, and our main character is trying to get her life back on track, but she comes back home for this wedding and things very quickly go off the rails, and she is forced to confront racism, misogyny, all while just trying to help her friend figure out what's going on in this town and keep her own life on track. Night Film and Burn the Negative feel like love letters to horror movies. Night Film is about a woman who's found dead, and her father is this enigmatic, mysterious man who produced horror movies, and a reporter sets out to solve the mystery of her murder. Burn the Negative is about a cursed horror movie that featured a little girl. Only that little girl actress is now all grown up and people are starting to die again. Dead 11 feels like a love letter to the 90s, specifically 1994. Our main character here finds the name of a town written on the floor of her dead son's room. So obviously she goes to that town to explore, and everybody in that town acts like it's 1994, down to the fact that every single night they watch a video of the O.J. Simpson police chase. The Dutch House, and I know this much is true, feel like love letters to sibling relationships. The Dutch House follows two siblings over the course of 5 decades and all of their family drama. They go from very wealthy to very poor when their stepmother exiles them, develop a very close relationship where they really only feel cared for by each other. This is a slower novel, but it's beautiful. I Know This Much Is True is my favorite Wally Lamb book. This covers twin brothers, one of whom is very mentally unstable and the other one is just trying to figure out his life. It is brutal, beautiful. These characters feel so real. And it really highlights the power of sibling love, but also how those relationships can be incredibly difficult. The Overdue Life of Amy Byler is a love letter to moms who are just trying to find their place as a woman while also being a mother and a wife. It also is a love letter to New York City. Our main character is divorced. Her ex-husband offers to take her kids for a summer, and so she leaves her rural Pennsylvania home and moves to New York City. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close is a love letter to kids' love for their parents. In this story, our young main character finds a key hidden by his father who was killed in 9/11. He goes on a quest to find out what this key unlocks. It's beautiful and heartbreaking and a testament to how much kids can love their parents, how much of an impact parents have on their children even when they're gone. Good Grief is a love letter to healing and the incredible power of being a widow who is just trying to rebuild her life. Sophie's husband has died. She falls into a depression, but in order to try to get herself out of that, she leaves town and meets new characters on her way that are really going to help her heal and recover. It's Kind of a Funny Story is a love letter to mental health and specifically to people who have had to have a stay in a mental health institution. I know that sounds weird, but this is such a beautiful story about resilience, the people you will meet along the way who help you in your healing, and really a testament to the strength of the human mind. Our main character here is a teenager. He thinks he has his whole life on track, but then something happens. He tries to himself and ends up in a mental hospital where he meets people that are going to help him get better. And finally, you're probably sick of hearing me talk about this book, but I don't care. The Book of Longings is a love letter to the Jesus that I think really exists in the Bible. The Jesus that was a feminist, that cared about poor people, that cared about immigrants, that truly wanted the world to be a place of more love and more inclusion. Really, this book focuses on the story of Jesus's wife. What if Jesus had a wife, and what would her life be like? Jesus is kind of a back character in this story, but through Anna's eyes, we get to see the Jesus that I would like to believe in, and also the incredible resilience of women.